And welcome back. And how to start with this one. Well, fat hands. Well, they were fat hands. Now they're not so fat hands. And, very off topic, that keeps falling off. So, what do we do? Well, for a start, let's see how big it is. Bring that in, bring it up, rotate it round. And you see it goes up to 6, and that's stopping slightly over the 5 before it gets to the 6. So that's a size sort of 5.5. Just to confirm, we have some ring gauges. Now, this is the big end, goes up to 6. So there's 5.5. We'll stick it on. Oops, rotate it round, and as you can see, it's about halfway between the 5 and the 6. If I focus in on that, it's about halfway between the 5 and the 6. So they agree, and effectively, that's how big the ring was on my finger, and that's how easy it falls off. So all we want to do now is pick a ring size that's smaller, and they go down in like half sizes. So there's 4. Too easy. That's going to be a 3. A little bit difficult. 2.5. So I think 2.5. It's giving a problem getting over the knuckle. So I think 2. Just check. There you go. Oops. It's a 2. So that's got to come. That ring has got to come down from a 5.5 to a 2. I'll make it a 2. Because then once it's soldered back together, I can stick it back on here, give it a whack with a hammer, and we'll bring it out in size. This started off as a flat piece of silver, but as you can see, it's been beaten up and hammered. If I bring it up and we look at it closely, this is the first ring I ever made. As you can see, it's kind of been worn for a long time, and it's losing its pattern, and it's just a hammered shape, but we'll clean it up. And there's some marks from where it was hammered last time. What we want to do next is we want to heat this up, because what we want to look for is we want to see where it was soldered together before. So we'll go downstairs and we'll do that. There it is. Not sure if you can hear this. But what we're going to do is we're going to take that out, pull this one out, put this here. Hopefully there's some gas in this little torch. What we're going to do, I think it's running out of gas, but we're going to heat up the ring. That should tarnish it, and with luck we should see where it was soldered. Alright, pair of tweezers. Now, I'm not sure how well that will show up, but if we turn it around, no, I can't. Can you see it? It looks like there. I'm not going to touch it because it's hot. I bring that. Look, I've got a light here, so I can bring the light up a bit better. Seems to have highlighted there. It's a darker patch. So I'm going to assume that it didn't do it anywhere else. That's where it was soldered. So what we do is we'll heat it up a bit more there. Actually, we'll heat it up all over. And see if anywhere else does show up. It's running out of gas. Put some more gas in the torch. Much better now. It's definitely there. So what I shall do, right, it's cooled down. You can definitely see there. So that's where I'm going to cut it. I'll move that out of the way. Bring that back in. And then I'll cut it one side of the hole. Catch the tray, catch the mess. Oh, snatched it in. It wasn't very good. I'm a bit paranoid about cutting my finger. There it goes. Oh, I've cut that really wonky. It's going to be a bit of a bugger. But what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to use a pair of pliers that have got a flat and a half round. I'm going to bend one in and push it over the top. And then the idea being is now push it down to a 2. And just under a 2. And then hopefully what I'll do is I'll cut, you can see where it overlaps. I'm going to cut through both of them, and then that edge should go back together. So we'll see how it goes. There you go. Good luck. Don't you see more? should have somewhere. Stay there. Oh, where is it? Looks a bit manky. That sort of lubricant. Right, that's the 2 bits off. That's me dropping the ring. Where'd it go? So now I should be able to usually you kind of bend them to go underneath, spring in, and then pull them back out, and then push them about. Obviously the aim is to get them to go back together as best you can. And you just check. There's a good chance I'm going to completely cook this up. So what size is it now? It's about a 2.5. So what we want to do now is give it a bit of a clean. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to come back. I'm going to pickle it so that it will clean off. So I'll come back in a bit once it's pickled for an hour or so.
1 hour later.
Right, we've taken it out of the pickle. It's come up a bit cleaner. There's the break, the cut, and we're going to put that together. So move it out of the way. We want to take this out of the way. Bring that in. Right, we need to make some flux. To do that, we'll use this. Get some water in there. So, nice lot of water, and then basically we're going to rub this, what's left of this cone, and what we're making is a mixture of borax and water. We're just going to grind up some of these lumps. I think I put a bit too much water in. We'll work at it. That looks kind of milky, which is what we want. We'll dip the ring in there, get a nice lot on it. We'll find out if it's good enough, because we can just heat up the ring and it should go milky, kind of milky white when the water boils off. Didn't go very well, we'll put some more in there. Yep, we've got some borax action going on. So that's looking good. Problem is that ring's now going to be warm. And we could cool it off again. I'm not sure what solder we used last time. So I think this time we'll use what they call easy solder. And easy solder melts at a lower temperature. We have easy, medium and hard. and hard is the hottest, melts at the hottest temperature, easy melts at the lowest temperature. And so when you're putting things together, you tend to work from the hottest temperature down, and that means you can do more joints on one piece of metal as you go. So I think that'll probably be enough solder. Big chunk there. What we'll do is, you can tell by the mess on my table here, I haven't done a lot of silvering work for a long time, and so it's hard finding things. So I'll just get some flux on my thing, and then I can pick it up, and I'll just lay it on the joint, and then I'll start heating the silver up on both sides. So it slowly warms up. I'm probably in the way of the camera there, so I'll do it from this side, I suppose. It will slowly bring it up to temperature. You want to get the little tip of the blue flame on the silver, because that's the hottest part of the flame. We don't want to melt the solder, we want to get the metal hot enough so that it melts the solder. I think we might want to move it a fraction. Oops. That's better. Keep on heating this up. Starting to look shiny, so it's getting close to the temperature. Okay, now I want to keep the heat away from the solder. Starting to melt now. Keep the heat on the ring. Well, that looks like it's soldered. Don't know how well. Have a look at the other side. It seems to have come through. Not brilliantly in that corner, but we'll probably give that a run down. It'll need to be filed anyway. So let's go and stick it in some cold water. So there's a little bit of a lump there, a little bit, but that will tidy out. So now we know it's nice and soft. That's going to be hot. Get out of the way. Put that back in. So we've got something to rest on. And it's just under 2. That's all I can do. As we'll tap it round a bit, and tap it down. It's probably vibrating the table. We'll knock it off, turn it round. And it's about 2.5 now. So we'll stop doing that. And we'll have a quick look on here. It's a bit wonky tonk. Move that out of the way because it'll bounce everywhere. I don't really want to make it too flat because I liked it as it was. It's got a few bends and bounces in it because it's been pulled and tugged. And now it's a nice fit. That's not going to fall off easily. So next is we can give the inside a bit of a clean, have a look at it. This is just about 600 grit wrapped around a round piece of wood. But that just is an easy way of having a quick look at it. Probably needs a file. So where are my files? Never do that. No handle on the file. This is a half round or ring file. I just want to take the sort of rough edges off it. Don't remove too much, it'll make the ring bigger. That's the rolling action. Just want to get a little dent, little hole there. So I don't want to do too much work to this because it's a ring that I've worn for, I don't know, quite a number of years. And so all the marks on it have kind of grown on it with me. So I don't want it looking like new again. The whole idea was just to make it smaller. Right, so let's tidy up the inside a bit. And using a flat one. Right, just go over the outside a little bit. I want to try and get it to blend in a little bit with some of the hammered pattern on it. Just go around the edges a bit. sure there's no real rough edges. Just going to take the edge off a bit around the edge. Right, back to the sandpaper. I don't know if you can see that or how this is coming out, but there's a line there, but I don't really. Oh, I suppose I could do a bit more work on that. To say this wasn't going to be a complete, you know, like make it look like new. This was just to make my ring fit. I don't want to get rid of all its war marks and wear marks, you know. I just want it to not fall off and go back to looking a bit like it did. There's a bit of a too much of a saw mark, not saw mark, a file mark on there. So we'll get rid of that. So this has a hammered finish, so it was covered in dimples. So I don't want to make it too smooth. I want to try and make the dimples stand out a bit. Right, I think that's enough. So the next thing is put it in pickle. It's my pickling setup. It's basically a transformer. Oh, that's battery shouldn't be in there. Mains powered transformer with some nichrome wire around a plastic pot. But I won't do that today, so I'm just going to drop the ring in there and leave it. Give it a couple of hours, and all the copper oxides should be eaten off, and then we'll go back to having a look at it.
A few hours later.
Right. Next part of the process is we'll take the ring out of the bowl, kind of silvery. Get it quick over here. We'll rinse it in some water. This doesn't look very pretty. Looks a bit black in there. But we'll drop it in there. Right, I think I need to put this down while I use both hands. That's what we need to do now, is fit the lid. And this lid hasn't been on for a long time, so hopefully it will still seal. But I may raise this end up slightly, and then we'll put that onto there and set it going. So now we can see it. Get out of the way, you don't want to see that, do you? You can see it running on the tumbler, and this is where we'll leave it for a few hours to get tumbled, and we'll come back once it's tumbled.
More passing time.
Right, it's been a few hours now and it's still been going, so we'll turn it off now and see what happens. Turn it off, put it down. A bit awkward one-handed. As this changed colour. Well, it's gone frothy. So now we're gonna. So I want to have both hands. So there it is. I don't want to lose anything down the sink. And we're going to tip this out. I should really have washed it, I think, before I put it in. Oh, there's something else in there as well. I obviously haven't taken out. Woo! That's what I didn't want to happen. Let's hope that blocks the fruits. Oh no, I might have lost some down the sink. Not that it matters, they'll just rattle around in the sink. Yeah. I can see the wife getting a bit annoyed if I can't get all this black stain off the sink. It's probably, this thing's been sat with water in it for quite a few months. And it's probably the black coming off the rubber. So, oh dear, have to do some more. Not that they're nothing to worry about, they're not that expensive. Oh, that's come out pretty black, hasn't it? So how's that? It's come out yuck. So the dilemma here. I should have cleaned this out first. So back in there. Turn that off. Let's rinse my hands. Let's move the camera over here. Not quite sure what we're looking at. Right. So what we'll do, I think we'll take that. And we'll put a big helping. Don't know if that's too much. So I can't remember where the instructions are. A big dollop of that. Put that back out of the way. We'll stick those back in. And some water. We'll put the lid on. Give it a twist, help seal it. Put it back on there. And then set it going again. Not sure if I don't want to touch the camera, my hands are wet and gooey, but I'll take them. There it is. Spinning around. Leave that for hours. Okay, this time, clean water, clean shot, clean now. It's clean up, you'll see. Get off, get ready, and then back it again. Let's find out. Well, we can see here it came up a lot cleaner this time. Just clean up the barrel and job done. A bit of housekeeping. Hey, back on. Nicely loose. It will push over, but it's not too loose. And if I bring it up to the camera and we focus it, you'll see it has still got signs of wear and tear on it. and there's still some signs of wear and tear on the inside. No real sign of the latest bodge to it, and it's still a bit wonky as it was, but it's back to being nice and shiny again. So, you know, back to being my old ring, only now it fits. So that was an odd video, just because I needed to do my ring, and I thought, why not? I'll copy it. Everyone's interesting, you know. Everyone's interesting. I could do a video on how to make a chain like that. That one's not homemade, but that is. All the end bits are homemade, and on this one the whole thing is handmade. So you never know. If you want to see some cutting and sawing of silver, then I could do a few videos on that. But you know, if you want to see more of my videos, hit subscribe, click on the like button, click on the notification bell, and catch you on the next one.